already seen quite a bit of what NightPhoenix has to offer in this matchup, but what about Wayne? As spawning in the top left-hand corner of side Delta, we have the Ukrainian Protoss player, the yellow Protoss representing hard-headed gaming. It is NightPhoenix. AKA Meow. I'm shaking my head. Spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the red Zerg player representing Starlight Twinkle. It is Wayne. Goes. Wayne is going to be opening up with a hatch first, standard opener out of Wayne. Important to take note of just because Wayne can be quite aggressive in this matchup. He can be very in your face in ZvP. Very decisive. So scouting is going to be paramount here for NightPhoenix. Unless NightPhoenix wants to try to dictate the pace of the game himself. Again, we've already seen quite a lot of aggression, and oh my god. Is going to be faking out a cannon rush. It is going to be a gateway first out of NightPhoenix. Pylon has been thrown down. And I don't see a forge. Not yet. Yeah, we're going for a gate expand. I love we throw down the Bob Ross. Let's go. The Bob Toss. Beautiful. So NightPhoenix being a little bit cheeky, faking out a cannon rush. Again, Wayne doesn't take the bait. He did pull one drone. So, that was a little damage that was dealt, but Wayne, he doesn't buy it, and yeah, a wise choice so far. Doesn't get punished. Wayne, he calls NightPhoenix's bluff. Behind this standard opener out of our yellow Protoss. I'm sure NightPhoenix has Cannon Rush in the past, and a really good way to play out this series, by the way, regardless of how this turns out, like Game 2, actually Cannon Rush. Right? Like, just the mind games, Papi. Fake it in Game 1, have a real one in Game 2. Would be a great way to play it out, but we'll see. We'll see. For now, Probe is just going to be forced back. Lings have arrived. Again, it was a standard opener out of Wayne, and we should be expanding. There we go. Hatchery is soon to be taken here at the linear third. Meanwhile, we have our tech of choice. It is going to be a Stargate opener once again out of NightPhoenix. So far, every single game that we've casted tonight has been a Stargate opener from our Protoss. From here, we can deviate, but it's all been off of Stargate. Depth does manage to shade in. Likewise, Ling's getting a free scout in the main base here. Good move out of Wayne. He does somehow slip into the main, and he will get eyes on the Stargate. Doesn't get a probe. Did try. And he doesn't just get eyes on the Stargate, he also sees the first unit. He does get eyes on the Oracle. So, nice scout out of Wayne. Is fully aware what's going on, and can prepare accordingly. Behind this, Queens are getting in position. Spores will soon be thrown down. And so far, Wayne just macroing on up here and responding to what he's seen. Likewise, NightPhoenix should be expanding. Third base is on the way. Again, Oracle openers do typically lead into a third, but from here, that's where my attention does focus on NightPhoenix. Do we go for a Twilight Council and a Forge into +1 Blink Stalkers? Do we go for a Twilight Council on its own without a Forge? That could be Glaive Adepts, that could be Charge again, like what we saw in Oceanborn. We could even go double Stargate Void Ray. We have options. Could even go for a Robo follow-up as well. For now, Ling does confirm the third. So Wayne, he's aware it's not a 2-base all-in. And from here, he's just happily droning. We do have a Spore in the main. We have a Spore in the natural. The third base is a little bit more exposed, but that is also why we have 3 Queens in position. Oracles, they make their way in towards the third. And Wayne does see them coming ahead of time. Does so in the back. Again, good positioning so far out of Wayne. And NightPhoenix is looking for a way in, looking for damage. Meanwhile, behind us, as the Oracles do make their way into the natural, they get one drone so far. But they take a lot of damage. Oh, they go for the third. Okay, really nice repositioning. That's going to be a kill on a second drone, a third drone as well, and a fourth. 5 workers go down. Really nice damage so far. Behind this, we have a Twilight Council, and I do not see a Forge. It's the same build that we saw in Oceanborn. Same build from NightPhoenix. It's going to be 6 gates with Charge and Mass Oracle. We started with 3 Oracles, which is normal. We have a 4th Oracle, and there's going to be a 5th and a 6th Oracle behind this as well. So we're going to be a very scary build here from NightPhoenix, and so far, unscattered. So far, we haven't gone in. Now, the lair is about to finish. This is a big moment for Wayne. Once the lair is done, we have to morph in an Overseer, and we have to dive into the main base to get a read on what the hell's happening. There it is. Overseer's on the way. We gotta scout. We have to scout here and now, otherwise we will not be ready for what's to come. Oracle does get across the map. Gonna be looking to force a cancel on the 4th, and it looks like they should. Oh! Do force that cancel. At the same time, the Overseer going into the main base, and we get eyes on all these Zealots. These Zealots should not be here. This is a tell. And there we go. The mass gateways have been scouted. The lack of Forge has been scouted. We are now fully aware of what's going on, and roaches are in production. So a very important scout by Wayne. We are amassing roaches. Oh, Wayne is supply block though. There we go. Does make an Overlord. We need as many roaches as we can get. Wayne going for a massive link counterattack, and the Zealots, they are arriving. They try to head into the natural. They do head towards that 3rd. Very few Zealots here to reinforce. It looks like the boys are being pulled. Probes will go down. Roaches and Queens, they deflect the Zealots. So far, a good defense here from Wayne. And he gets quite a bit done here. He will take down the Zealots. Lings don't bust into the natural. 3 workers go down. Oh, we do catch a Queen, though. Oh, we catch a Queen. The Zealots, they come back in. Roach is out of position, and where are the rest of the Queens? They know where they need to be, and sure, there are a lot of roaches, but where is the anti-air? As we break on through, we get into the middle line, 7 drones go down, and we shut down the hatchery as well. Very nice trade here from NightPhoenix. Meanwhile, across the map, the Ling run by gets deflected. NightPhoenix does minimize his losses, and he got a kill on the 3rd. Now, Wayne has a backup 4th, is going for a counterattack, and does throw down that Hydra Den. It's going to be Roach Hydra here from Wayne. These roaches, they need to get damage done. We're going to trade well here. Good target firing on the Stalkers. The Oracles are going to be going ham. We have to commit. It's a one-way trip for these roaches. There's no turning back. We get another Stalker. Again, really nice target firing here. Trading gas for gas. But we're going to lose everything. Every single roach is going to be going down. We don't touch the economy. That's what's scary. Right now, NightPhoenix has the better economy than his opponent. He's on 67 probes. He's on 4 bases. Wayne is on 3. Wayne's still unable to get his 4th up and running. So a very rough economy here from Wayne. Hydras are on the way. And I'm keeping my eye on the drone count here. Does Wayne decide to macro up to 4 bases, or do we go for an all-in? Go, we still haven't dealt with the Oracles. They're still up and running. That's going to be +1 air attack. We're going into mass Void Ray. Oh my god. Triple Void Ray production on the way here from NightPhoenix. We have not scouted the transition. I mean, the Hydras will help. They will help, but we take down the Queen in the main. Spore does hold on. Wayne's going to be able to hold on to his main base. Still amassing Hydras and Roaches. We are squeezing out a couple of drones. Wayne going to be droning up to 3 base saturation. We'll see if he drones up to 70. That's going to be the big moment here. Does he drone up to 70, or does he cut workers at 66? As for now, we have drone up to 66. That is, again, 3 base saturation, essentially. And we're not droning up any further. We are not making any more drones. Here we go. Wayne, he's amassing an army. Pure Roach Hydra. We're going to be hitting a strong timing with +2 range. Okay, so it's going to be an all-in. It's an all-in out of Wayne. Maxing out on Roach Hydra. And we'll see if he can break his opponent. NightPhoenix has a couple of shield batteries. We have 3 shield batteries here at the 3rd. We have 2, soon to be, 2 shield batteries at the 4th. We'll have an overcharge. We have a lot of Void Rays. And carriers are in production. The Void Rays, they have been spotted. And at the same time, a big adept counterattack. Drones are falling. We barely have any workers to begin with. Again, we are all in. The Oracles, they activate their pulsar beams. Void Rays are holding on. Carriers have arrived, and all we have to do is take down the Hydras. The Hydras, they're barely holding on. Every single Oracle did get picked up, but there aren't enough Hydras. There just isn't enough anti-air. The Carriers will hold. And now Wayne is in a really rough position. Again, he cut workers at 66, and now he's down to 57 because of the run by, and he can't sustain himself. He cannot sustain himself. The longer this goes on, the worse it is for the Zerg. We have to end it. NightPhoenix is again massing a carrier army of 3 more carriers in production. We force a recall. At the same time, a Ling run by. The carriers are recalled to defend against the Hydras. At the same time, reinforcements, they hit the 4th base, and we are getting into the mineral line. We're trying to focus down the base. But it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. The mothership does arrive. There's only a handful of Hydras here, and yeah, the carriers are in position. We shut down the army. Force back the push. Wayne, he's now droning. He's squeezing out a couple of workers here and there. Does get the mothership. Big pickup. Mothership does go down, and can he focus down the Nexus? And the carrier, looks like we can. Yeah, we have plenty of DPS. NightPhoenix not in position. His main army here was towards the south. Really good pickup. This is the beginning. The beginning of the comeback. We killed the 4th base. That is still not enough, but we're getting there. And this is why it's not enough. Oh my god. That is 6 carriers. The Golden Armada is here. We are moving out across the map, and what do we have to defend? We have 31 Hydras. That is a lot of Hydras. Don't get me wrong. But they don't have any carapace upgrades. They have +2 range. No Vipers, no support. This is like a Spore and a Queen to support. We should have enough Hydras. We're getting in some of the carriers. One carrier goes down. A good pickup to start things up. But we had to split up some Hydras here to defend. There are 2 Void Rays get sniped. The hatchery barely survives. And we get another carrier. These are expensive losses here for NightPhoenix. Can we get another? Oh, we can. We shut down 3 carriers. Pretty good trades, but Wayne loses a base. And that's what's worrisome. That's what's difficult here, is that Wayne barely has any mining right now. Has been trading well, but can't rebuild. Meanwhile, behind this, we're amassing an army. We recall back home. In the end, that was 3 carriers and 3 Void Rays for 27 Hydras. And how many Hydras do we have left? 25. We lost more than we even have right now. So again, overall, there were some high-value pickups, that is true, but Wayne cannot sustain his losses. And here we go, the final push from Wayne. Building up his Hydra count, getting up to 36. Getting there. You pick up an Archon, pushing into these carriers. You pick up 1, 2, 3 carriers going to be going down, and a 4th. Very nice pickups, but you can see that we're running out of Hydras. We're bleeding out too much, and we just don't have anything left. There's nothing behind this here. Only 58 drones, and we can maybe pick up 1 more. We cannot. GG gets called, and NightPhoenix will take game number 1. GG. GG, well played. Once again, NightPhoenix flexing this style, going for the Twilight Council into charge, going for this big charge lot Oracle push, and just like what we saw against Nikic, it also worked here against Wayne as well. Initially, Wayne did scout and did deflect the first push, and then he pulled back his queens to inject. He thought that the aggression had subsided. Really, it was just delayed. And when the Oracles came back in, there just weren't, well, there were barely any queens to defend. We were able to overwhelm the 4th base. 4th base went down. And just like that, Wayne was forced all in. and just unfortunately was not able to make that all-in work. Wasn't able to break the Protoss before they could rush into Skytoss, and NightPhoenix able to maintain a better economy and survive. GG, well played. And with that, NightPhoenix does take a lead, and we're getting into game number 2. Now, I don't expect NightPhoenix to go for that charged Mass Oracle build again this series. I don't expect to see it again, but I'm sure we have plenty more to show off. Let's go. Oh, we switch places. As spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Solaris, we have the Ukrainian Protoss player leading the series 1-0, representing Hot-Headed Gaming. It is NightPhoenix. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the Red Zerg player representing Starlight Twinkle. It is Wayne. I need a moment to fix the UI. I'm shaking my head. Bam, there we go. Just to make sure everyone knows who's playing. And yeah, honestly, a really solid start here. Honestly, on paper, I would say that Wayne is favored. 100%. Wayne is the favored player in this best of 3. But NightPhoenix does fight back. Did gain a lot of momentum at the start of the previous game with his initial build, with his charge ult timing. Then forced the all-in, was able to survive, able to take a massive lead off the back of it. And where do we go from here? So far, a gate expand. Economic opener out of NightPhoenix. Likewise, a hatch gas pool from Wayne. He isn't forced to take the unnatural natural or anything like that. The opener looking solid. NightPhoenix playing as Meow. NightPhoenix does have a lot of cat-related, IDs. NightPhoenix has Meow. NightPhoenix has Catgirl as well. NightPhoenix is a well-known weeb. It's beautiful. NightPhoenix raised to fame was they went to Home Story Cup number 23, I want to say, and took a bunch of cat ears and took a bunch of selfies with people like Rainer, I think with Cyril as well, and just there's a lot of photos out there of pro gamers with cat ears on. That is thanks to NightPhoenix. I'm shaking my head. Ay. Not like this. Wait, sorry, was it Home Story Cup or was it DreamHack? It was, I think it was Home Story Cup. I was gonna say, was that the Home Story Cup or DreamHack Yongshipping? But I think it was Home Story Cup. So here we go. Adepts are gonna be moving out. And so far the opener is looking standard. We have seen the Adepts pop off for NightPhoenix in the past. But here, just testing the waters. And so far, Wayne is keeping up. Remember, 2 Adepts do one-shot drones, so they can threaten the mineral line. Wayne has to take them seriously. As they threaten to shade into the main, Lings are keeping up, and yeah, so far we are in position. That's the second Stargate. Oh boy. That's the second Stargate, and we have seen NightPhoenix go double Stargate Void Ray before. Overlord is going into the main, though. Can we deny the scouts? Oh, sorry. My apologies. First Stargate. In my brain, for some reason, I thought we already had a Stargate. Oh. That is different, though. So, the Stargate was scouted, the Overlord goes down, and bam! We throw down a Twilight Council. This looks like Glaive Adepts. It is a very fast Twilight Council, very much so before the third base. This should be Glaives, but NightPhoenix has shown us like these charge all-ins before, and we're not mining from gas, so this could be charge if we pull out. We'll see which one. One way or another, though, this is very aggressive from NightPhoenix. There it is. Glaives is on the way. Alongside the Void Ring. Okay. So the way this works is the Void Ray is designed to shut down the Overlords. We went Void Ray first, not Oracle. So my brain was like, double stacking Void. No, just single Void Ray. Gonna be shutting down these Overlords. Third base is being taken. And the Depths are on the way behind us. Now, this is designed to catch a Zerg player being too greedy. But as I say that, we have a Bailey Nest already on the way. Wayne is being quite aggressive. That's a lot of Lings. And we do dive on in. We get a decent surround here on the Adepts. A very nice engage here on the Adepts. Can they get shut down? Looks like some of them will. A very good trade here from Wayne, as how many Adepts fall? 4 Adepts go down. A pretty big pickup. Again, Bailey Nest is going to be finishing up behind this. Wayne being hyper aggressive with Ling Bane. Now, what I will say is that against Glaive Adepts, obviously Roaches are ideal. Roaches, they do trade better than Ling Bane, but if you can connect with your Banelings, then you can deal with this. It's difficult, but not impossible. And the Lings, they just keep coming in. We reinforce, and we do look for another surround here on some of these Gateway Units. We get on top of the mineral line. 4 probes go down. We get a surround here on the Adepts and these Zealots as well. And before NightPhoenix can really be aggressive, he's losing too much. Losing far too much here. Another surround here on the 2 Adepts. 2 more go down. We have 20 more Lings behind this. Shield battery is done, but the next time we do rock up, we can focus down the shield battery and focus down the base. Glaives is done, but we barely have anything to make use of it. How many Adepts have fallen? 8 Adepts have gone down already. We should have 12. We should be moving out with 12 Adepts at this point, and before NightPhoenix can really get going, he's been cut off at the knees here. And now we're harassing with 4 Adepts, and like, what can we get done? We have so many Lings, and we do commit to the Shade. We commit. We're in position. +1 melee is done. We shut down every single Adept. At the same time, Void Rake dives, but as we dive into the main, there are Queens in position as well. And NightPhoenix getting desperate at this point. Shading across the map with everything we have. But once again, we get surrounded. Behind this, we have a Hydra Den on the way, so it's going to be Ling Bane into Hydra. 4th base is being taken. Wayne, his economy is barely touched, and now NightPhoenix is in a world of hurt. As we are just warping in nothing but Adepts. Now, the reason why I say this, specifically, these Glaive Adept follow-up builds, where you go Stargate into Twilight Council, you need to get damage done. If you don't, the downside is that you're stuck with Adepts, and they do not scale well into the mid-game. And you're delaying Blink, you're delaying +1, you're delaying any kind of mid-game transition for yourself. You need to trade with the economy, and so far we just haven't been able to. We're getting on top of the base, though. The hatchery is going to be going down. Oh, the Banelings! They crash on in, and the Adepts are going to be trading with 1 hatchery. I mean, we do trade at least, but that's a lot of Adepts. That's a lot of Adepts going down. A big cleanup here by Wayne. Shuts down the Adepts. Forces back the Void Ray, retaking the 4th base. And from here, we can just focus on Hydra production. I mean, sure, Wayne doesn't have the best drone count. He's cutting workers at 65, but again, just because of how much NightPhoenix has invested into this, it's still worth it. It's still a good position for Wayne. Adepts, they do get across the map. Shading into the natural. Lings are keeping up left and right. As they surround and shut down the Adepts. Not like this. Yeah, we're just bleeding out so many Adepts at this point. Behind this, we see NightPhoenix now going into Double Forge to catch up in upgrades. We have a Temple Archives on the way as well for Archon production. But Wayne is pushing. Again, Wayne has not made a drone in quite some time. He cut workers at 65, that is 3 base saturation, and we're going for 1 big all-in. We saw something very similar in Game 1, but that was after Wayne had lost so much of his economy. Here in Game 2, Wayne has momentum. Here in Game 2, Wayne, he has momentum on his side. He has the army as well. Overcharge is popped, and then they crash on and they shut down the pylon, and they shut down the shield battery. And they crash into the Adepts. And there's just nothing to stop Wayne. The boys are being pulled. GG gets called, and Wayne ties up the series 1-1. GG. GG, well played. Again, a very, very solid game there out of Wayne. Just, yeah, gaining a little momentum, a lot of map control early on, being very Ling heavy. He didn't scout the Adepts, he didn't scout the Twilight Council, but he didn't need to. Again, just because of how assertive and aggressive he was trading so well against the units of NightPhoenix. Really just stifling NightPhoenix before the Adept count could really get underway. GG, well played. Again, Wayne didn't really know that Glaive Adepts were on the horizon, but he didn't need to know, and he still did so well without that knowledge anyway. And with that, we're going into the ace match, into Game 3. Let's go. And Game 3 will be taking place on Oceanborn. And spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Oceanborn, we have the Ukrainian Protoss player, the yellow Protoss, representing Hot-Headed Gaming. Being forced into the ace match, it is NightPhoenix. And spawning in the top left hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the red Zerga player, representing Starlight Twinkle, tying up the series 1-1, forcing the ace match. It is Wayne. Go. And we'll see where this does take us. This time we do see NightPhoenix across the map going for the pylon block, or going for the pro block, forcing out a bit of a more awkward base here out of Wayne. And we have loaded into Oceanborn, and we've spoken about this map plenty of times, how aggression is favored on this map, and so far in this series we have seen some very different outcomes in very different games in Game 1 and Game 2, but something very similar is that Wayne has cut workers at 65 game after game. Like, he has not gone for a macro game against NightPhoenix at all. And I don't expect that to change. I mean, it could, but so far we've kind of seen a trend with the playstyle of Wayne. Just cutting workers at 3 base saturation and sending it across the map with mixed results. Of course, in Game 1 he was kind of forced into it. In Game number 2, he saw that there was an opportunity. He saw there was an opportunity and he took it. He knew that NightPhoenix was struggling to recover after the failed Glaive Adepts, and he knew he could go for the kill. He knew NightPhoenix was vulnerable. So we'll see how things turn out here in Game number 3. Likewise, NightPhoenix has been mixing up his builds. Remember, Game 1 it was Charge Lot Mass Oracle. Game number 2 was Void Ray into Glaive Adepts. Here in Game 3, what is there left? What is there left? There's standard play, of course. I don't know if we're going to get a standard game. That is on the table, but outside of that, we could go and rush into Sky Toss. We could go into... We're going to charge all in. We could go double robo, double Colossus production. Bit of an outdated style from last year, but still viable. Slings have arrived. They shut down the pylon. Bit of a delayed expansion, but we should be cancelling. There we go. Pylon is cancelled, and Wayne will take his expansion. We will expand once again. Going to be a Stargate opener out of NightPhoenix. Adept just threatening a shade. Going to be joined by second Adept as well, threatening mineral lines. Oracle is being produced, not a Void Ray first this time, going to be a straight up Oracle, which means we should be expanding. With this Oracle on the way, we should be taking that third. So far everything is looking normal. Everything is looking macro oriented. We'll see if that's going to be the case. As the Adepts, they do get caught out. We do see Wayne trying to chase them down as well. He might be able to get one of them. Getting very low, and yeah, it looks like the Adept... Oh, it's not going to go down. Oh, barely does. Will we get both? Oh my god. Both Adepts fall, which means this third base is actually quite exposed. Third base gets thrown down. A Stalker is on the way. Ducklings, they do want to dive on top of that Stalker, but it will wall off just in time. Force the activation of the Pulsar Beam. The Ducklings will get the hell out of there. Whew. So NightPhoenix does get his third base up and running. Oracles are on the way. We have 2 Oracles, soon to be 3. And we'll keep our eye out for the transition here. You know, do we go for a Twilight Council Forge? Do we go for a Robo without a Twilight Council? And we can see a Twilight Council on its own. Oh boy. This looks like Charge again. It does look like the build we saw in game number 1. Now, if this was any other player, I would say Glaive Adepts. This screams Glaive Adepts, but specifically NightPhoenix has been very fond of Charge lots alongside Mass Oracle, so we'll see. Oh, the Oracle does take a lot of hits. Does take a lot of damage here. Oracle's going to be forced out. We only have 3 Oracles. We haven't made a 4th yet, and there it is. There is Charge. Which means we should be starting up another Oracle. So we already saw this against Nakish. This is how NightPhoenix was able to get a win in game number 1 on Site Delta. We'll see if we can do it again here in game 3. Adepts are going to be dreading a shade. If we do commit, I'm not too sure how I feel about this, as we will be losing every single Adept here. We do focus down 3 drones. But 3 drones for 4 Adepts is not worth it. Meanwhile, the Oracles, they do get eyes on the 4th base. And there it is. We have continued Oracle production. It's going to be 6 gateways in total, 6 gate Charge with Mass Oracle. It's going to be a big timing here from NightPhoenix. And the goal here is to get some crippling economic damage, maybe even kill a base. Again, this caught Wayne off guard in game 1. We'll see if he's been able to adapt over the course of this series. Ooh, as we're bleeding out a lot of lanes. There we go. Overseer is going to be on the way. Just like last time, the Overseer is poised to go into the main and get a read on what's going on. Roach Warden is done. We are already amassing roaches. A good start for Wayne. Some of the Zealots were missed, but there we go. We do see the Mass Oracle. Wayne knows. He's now aware of what's going on. Roaches are amassing, but we need Queens. There we go. The Queens are being brought forward. We have 6 Queens in total. That's not going to be enough. Hydrogen is thrown down, but we need additional Queens here to help survive. Ooh, did you see NightPhoenix not going for the Immortal Transition, going for Sky Toss once again? And there we go. The army does rock up. Safe Strap doesn't quite connect. We're going for the 4th. And can we get it? We have some Transfuse, and it looks like we will barely not keep the 4th base alive. We shut down the Zealots. We get 2 Oracles as well, but the 4th does fall. At the same time, Zealots at the 3rd base, Zealots in the natural, and Zealots in the main. In every other mineral line, and drones are falling. Okay, good target firing out of NightPhoenix. 7 workers go down alongside the 4th, and now that triggers a big counterattack. A massive counterattack here from Wayne. Do we have enough to defend? Shield batteries are still in production. Shield batteries are in production. And Wayne is trying to get us around. There is no blink. We do get on some of the Stalkers. Oh, but they barely slip away. The Stalkers, they get behind the pylon. Overcharges popped as well. The workers, they do pull away. And this is going to be a defense. And we force back the roaches. Shield batteries are finishing. Probes, they can come back. Wayne is forced to retreat. Now, thankfully for Wayne, he did throw down a very fast Hydrogen to get into Hydra production, but he was unable to save his 4th, so economically he's in a really rough position. He's droning though. Okay, for the first time this entire series, Wayne, he's not being goaded into an all-in, which is probably a good thing. I mean, look at this. We have a wall of shield batteries. Carriers have arrived. If we tried to go for an all-in, it's a bit of a risk here to see whether or not it would work. But we're droning. We're droning up to 75. Wayne, he's instead licking his wounds and getting into a longer game. He's getting into Hydras, working towards Hydra speed. I imagine going to be throwing down an Infestation bit soon as well. Now, there's a bit of a give and take here. On the one hand, do we really want to go into a late game against someone who's going into Sky Toss? Oh, we're pulling the trigger. Because we have carriers already, and the carrier count is just going to get higher and higher from this point onward. Wayne is pushing. Behind this, he's taking as well. Infestation bit, we have a second Evo chamber on the way for double upgrades. So it looks like he's not committing. Like, he's clearing up rocks, that is true. He's pushing, that is also true. But he doesn't have to force the issue. Otherwise, he wouldn't be taking. Here we go. Can he pick up a carrier? That's what he's looking for so far. Trading against the interceptors. Rotating around. Well, containing on 3 bases would be ideal. Can we deny the 4th? 4th base of NightPhoenix is on the way. Biles will not connect. The slow zone is thrown down, and Wayne has to respect it. Be very careful with his movements. Yeah, and he doesn't have any detection. Overseer just now arrives. He does bile down some of those stalkers, and he's going in for the engage. He's going for the surround. Links from behind. Carriers are going ham, and the Hydras, they're falling. Wayne, this is not the fight to take, and every single Hydra is going down, which means nothing shoots up. How many? That was 19 Hydras for gateway units. A really rough trade for Wayne. NightPhoenix going for a massive counterattack. The 4th base does get up and running. It's soon to be saturated. And Wayne did bleed out a lot of units there in that attack. He's out to 16 Hydras. Now, NightPhoenix has to be very careful to overextend. The Biles! Oh! Does take that one carrier. Very nice Biles there from Wayne. NightPhoenix overextending. Yeah, we have to back off. We have to back off from here. There we go. We go for the recall. So, Wayne is in a slightly better position after killing that carrier. Cleans up all these zealots. But the 4th base is getting up and running. What's scary here is that Wayne, he joined up to 75. He didn't join up to 80. He's not really poised for a late game right now. He doesn't have the worker count for it. Doesn't have the tech either. There we go. Hive just now starts. But he's still on 71 workers. What this means is that if we take another bad fight, Wayne is going to have a hard time remaxing. We do deny the cyber core. +3 air attack is denied. So a good pickup. Here we go. We're squeezing out a couple of drones. Just pushing in once again. That's a lot of Hydras. 32. A lot of Hydras. They do shut down the mothership. They're getting some of the carriers as well. Overcharge is popping. It's not gonna be enough. 1, 2 carriers go down. Very nice snipes there from Wayne. Oh, he bleeds out a lot though. Yes, retreat. And this is the problem here. Because of his low drone count, he can't really afford to trade like that. It's he's remaxing on Hydra. He's still on only 72 workers. Still doesn't have his 5th. There we go. I think he is planning on, there we go, expanding. He's taking another base. But we do need to find the time to drone. Meanwhile, behind this, NightPhoenix is just chilling here, getting his 4th up and running. Templar Archives is on the way for some splash damage. This should be for Storm. And Storms and High Templar should force out a Sky Zerg transition into Corruptors, into Broodlords. This is the downside. This is the downside of going Mass Hydra, is that it doesn't scale amazingly into the super late game. Just because they are, yeah, they have a really hard time engaging. They're stuck on the ground, so they have a hard time rotating with the main army. Storms and Colossi have their way with them. They are just glass cannons that are so fragile. We're investing into Infestors. Infestors, they do grant Microbial Shroud. I know it's a bit of a meme, but it can work really well if there isn't Storm. Like, Microbial Shroud can do amazingly if there isn't splash damage. That's a big if, though. So far, Storm hasn't started. Like, thankfully for Wayne, he still doesn't have to worry about it. As we are just amassing carriers. Vipers are on the way. Wayne, he's down to 68. I thought he was expanding. I saw the drones earlier. He's down to 69 drones. Nice, but also not really amazing. Viper gets picked up. We do have the recall. 1 carrier for a hatchery. That's a good trade for NightPhoenix. So we recall over to the right-hand side. We do not recall back home. And we're looking for another hatchery, and it looks like it's gonna go down. Now we can recall back home. 2 carriers for 2 bases. A beautiful trade for NightPhoenix. Did lose a mothership as well, but Wayne already had a stifled economy. The economy was already in shambles here for Wayne, and now even more so. He's down to 66 drones. That is a 3-base all-in. That's 3-base saturation. Wayne is maxed, but as we mentioned before, if he takes a bad fight, he's going to have a hard time remaxing. It's kind of one and done here. We need a beautiful fight. We need to be able to go in and abduct like 3 or 4 carriers, pick them off, get the hell out of there. There is potential with this army, especially with 2 more Vipers on the way, but we need like the most perfect engagement. Behind this, NightPhoenix is neglecting his splash damage. We have Archons, which is okay. Archons, they can help, but this army would be so much stronger if we had Storm, and we still have not researched. Like, to be fair, NightPhoenix is still doing quite well in this game. Very well, actually. But could be better with Storm. And there it is. Storm now being researched is very late, but it is on the way. Now we're going to be expanding here on the right-hand side. We're still on a very low drone count. Still 66 drones. There's a Spire on the way. Double Spire for double upgrades. We don't really have the economy or the bank to sustain a tech switch, but here we go. NightPhoenix is met by a wall of lurkers. Here come the Vipers. Show us the yoinks. Oh, we get the mothership. There we go. Minus 300, minus 300. Big pickup. A good start. A good start here for Wayne. Gets the mothership. Coming in for a carrier. Does get one. Oh, but the Archons, they go ham here on the Hydra. Oh my god! A massive shot set from the Archons. And yeah, the carriers, they can turn around. The Hydra count took a massive blow. And there's just not enough anti-air. There are not enough Hydras. Who needs Storm? Who needs splash damage when you have this many carriers? How many? 8. 8 carriers in total. The lurkers are going down one after the other. And NightPhoenix is breaking through. The High Templar do arrive just in time to try and storm. A little bit late. Oh no! The Broodlings! They take down almost every single High Templar. There's 1 High Templar left. But GG gets called. We don't need the storms and know where we're going. And NightPhoenix will take the series 2-1, advancing on to the grand finals. GG. GG, well played. NightPhoenix having a lot of success here with this build, with this Charge Lot Mass Oracle build. We saw that even this game, something interesting is that he didn't even kill that many drones. He killed, what was it, 8 workers? He killed 8 drones and he sniped the 4th base as well. He sniped the hatchery. That was what was important, sniping the base. And from there, Wayne did drone up to 75, if you remember. He did drone up to 75. He did go for a bit of a longer game in the mid game, into Hydras, into eventually Vipers, but we saw some really rough fights. We saw some really rough fights out of Wayne, where he lost a lot of Hydras in the mid game, and on top of that, even though he droned up to 75, he was making a lot of static defense, and he wasn't droning up any further. So his worker count was getting lower and lower as the game went on, and he just could not sustain himself, could not sustain his army. Again, just a little bit too aggressive, or like a little bit too mid game focused, and he was just outscaled. He was outscaled over the course of that game. And NightPhoenix, he ran away with it. GG, well played. A really big win. A really big win for NightPhoenix. Like, NightPhoenix, he's been an up-and-comer for a long time. He's been kind of in the middle of the pack when it comes to European Protoss players. You know, NightPhoenix, I think of like Middle VK, I would think of even like Cristiano and Geralt a bit ahead of them, actually. Maybe I would put NightPhoenix in the same range of like Rodin and Bapi. But yeah, to take down Wayne is a pretty big win. Very impressive result. Very impressive result there by NightPhoenix. And with that, we have our first finalist. My condolences to Wayne as he is knocked out of the tournament, and we are here to determine who faces off against NightPhoenix in the finals.